What's up, everybody?
Hi, welcome back.
Episode 6,
Plugging away.
Season 2.
All right, so every episode we start, there's lovely banter.
Yes.
But being pdExes, the Portland dating experience, it's fucking horrible. If you're not in Portland, I'll just tell you now, it's fucking miserable.
I think it's miserable everywhere, but I think Portland's probably could be pretty bad.
But I think that there's a very important aspect to dating,
Right.
that gets missed a little bit. I would say it's going to be the asking part, the asking part of the date.
The asking out, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's always kind of weird because I think people don't want to get turned down, you know? So they're always like, hey, if you want to go out to comic book shop, maybe a movie. You know what I mean? People don't want to get that turned down. But also it's like...
You think that's what it is?
I think a little bit. I think guys probably... Once a guy goes, I want to ask you out for the date, it changes that dynamic a little bit. So I think sometimes guys are in the friend zone, you know, and maybe they're getting to know you and they think that the girl is thinks that they're cool. But then once you go hey, you want to go out on a date, if you get that turned down, then it's man.
Yeah, but my brain works. You are friend zoned until you express that there's interest to want to date me.
Oh.
You
Listen
are
up,
in
boys.
that fucking...
Yeah.
Listen up. You are in that fucking friend zone where I'm not even going to look at you in a dating light until you fucking tell me you want to date me.
I guess that's true. Yeah, that makes sense.
This is not high school anymore.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to ask me to the fucking prom and I'm going to laugh in your face.
Right.
If you have my phone number and we're not coworkers or
Right.
I'm not just going to give you my number if I meet you at the grocery store and I don't want to give you my number.
That's fair.
You've already gained access.
Yeah.
So that's how it is with dating apps is we're going to chat on that app. We're going to chat on that app. Like when I met He Who Shall Not Be Named, we were just a little chit chat until I got a good enough vibe and I was like, all right, here's my phone number.
Right.
Which is nice because phone number is personal. You can call me. There are many ways to bother me with my number.
Also,
versus on an app, you're just block.
The apps are nice too because you can be I didn't get the message. Some of the apps actually suck. So sometimes I don't get the message, you know, or the notification. But once you do a phone number,
you're locked in.
You didn't see the shit? It told me you saw the shit.
Right.
Unless you got it on the watch. But I feel like that is a little bit better, a little progression once you kind of step off app and you're in texty time.
But that's what's hard. Apps are hard and I don't like them. And I was laughing about it the other day because we joked about it, about how I said I wouldn't get, I don't want to do an app. There's no fucking reason for me to do it, right? Except for the fact that I am a recluse and I hang out in my house. And we were laughing unless my Amazon driver is an 11 out of 10 and I just randomly meet him like a Disney princess, I'm not meeting anyone at my place.
Yeah, I think guys just need to kind of go hey, I want to take you out. You know?
Well, there's a fine line. It's hard because you have to establish that you're normal and you're not going to fucking be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair.
So I just want to know that there's enough banter. I think the biggest thing for me, stepping into adulthood, right? I'm not dating you if we don't have a similar schedule. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So that's something that I know about myself. I do let people know, hey, I'm a little needy, rightfully so.
Right.
But if we don't have, I work in retail. If you don't have one or two nights of the evening where I can be my work day was so boopy, can we hang out? And you're going sorry, I got to go to bed because I wake up at
that's
4
tough.
in the morning.
That's tough.
That's challenging.
That shit can come at a later date if you're oh, I work graveyard. But when I worked at my government job, we would work on the docks and we'd be 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It was only 12-hour shifts. Mm-hmm. And then I was only an intermittent employee. So if I didn't want to work, I didn't have to. But also when there was no work, I didn't work. Mm-hmm. So it was always I'm going to get all this money and work a lot. And then there'd be 2 months where I didn't work.
Right.
But a lot of times I would get on that night shift and then people are let's go have breakfast. I'm I got to go to bed.
Right.
Or you can make the adjustments, but then you're just tired all day. Mm-hmm. But it's very true. If you don't have a similar-ish schedule where you don't get good hangout time.
Right. It's about the good hangout time. It's really important. And I think something else that's fair to acknowledge is something that worked really well about He Who Shall Not Be Named was just being available, but not too available. He expressed interest. He was hey, I want to take you out. I don't want to make myself too available, but I work until this time every day. So
Right.
like, you let me know.
Yeah.
And that made me feel really nice. It gave me a little sense of control. But then also, like, I didn't have to make static plans on a day I'm done with work, because if I have a fucking horrible day at work, going on a date with me or a first date with me, probably not the business.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
know
if
what I
you're
mean?
not in the right mindset, then it's like, I gotta go on this fucking job interview.
Right. And then you're going to have to, because that's basically what it is.
Right.
We're
First dates,
interviewing.
first dates are cool because there's all that possibility, but also it's like, will this eventually get down the pipeline where we're doing a genital exchange?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
You're the worst.
But it's true. It's like, are you a good person? Are you cool? Can we have a really good conversation? That's all the surface level stuff.
Right.
Sure, you meet somebody and you're like on an app and you're like, you look great. And they're like, you too. And you're like, let's fuck. And you're like, you go do that.
Mm-hmm.
But once the fucking is done, you have to hang out with this person.
Right.
And that is ultimately what a date is like, are you good after we have sex?
Right.
You know, you pique my interest? Can we have a good conversation? Because I mean, I'm sure I've been on, dates or whatever and hang out with people and I just like talk about all my shit. And that might not be your vibe. You might not
Right.
like it. You might go like, oh, well, Ryan's kind of boring because all he talks about is his projects and the stuff that I'm into. I don't give a fuck. That's what I
Right.
like. But Greg and I have these really great long conversations. We make each other laugh all the time. We're just completely stupid. But that's what we do. We enjoy each other's company.
Right.
If you can't enjoy somebody's company on a date, even for dinner, what the fuck?
Right. A lot of girls feel like how I have felt in the past. When a girl gets ready for a date, whether it's a first date, because you can be a little nervous for a first
Right.
date, but whatever. But like dates in general, like girls think about the full experience, right?
Right.
The date for the girl does not start when you pick her up or you meet her there. That the date
Right,
does not
right.
start when she opens the door. The date has started like fucking 72 hours before that. You mentioned it one time where you're like, hey, I need to know what to eat the day before.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Girls-
As a gay man, bitch, I'm not trying to eat 5-star Thai food if I know I'm going to be doing some shit.
Yeah. If I know I'm going on a date tomorrow, I'm not going to eat Taco Bell.
Well, let's not get crazy. But that's the thing. You like, if I'm like going to hook up with somebody, I'm not going to like go to a buffet right before
Right.
where I'm like, I mean, some people are into that, but I don't want to be like, oh my God, I'm so full, but sure, bend me in half.
Right.
Let's do all these acrobatics, So there's a lot of mental prep.
Hey, I'm
Physical
not saying
prep.
we're sleeping on the first date. I just mean when I'm sitting in the booth, if you know me and you're a podcast, you're a pdX fan, we're sitting in the same fucking side of that booth.
Oh, yeah.
I am not rooting and tooting next to whoever's
It's so
sitting
weird.
next to me in the
It's
booth.
still weird to me.
The same side of the booth?
Yeah. I mean,
It's
like
so
it works. It's
cute.
cute, but like,
Here's the thing. Maybe for everyone else in life, it's not that cute. Bitch, if you on a fucking date with me, I'm cute and lovely.
I guess we're doing it right
and
now. What the
great.
fuck do I know? I'm literally
Yeah.
sitting next to her side.
Yeah, and it's just
like,
you get a little, oh my God. And then you get a little footsie foot.
Oh,
Like, come
man.
on. No one would say no sitting next to a booth. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, like, that's just,
But
that's
if you're
what
just
you
going to be
like.
like this, like the fucking what is it? The farmer picture where they're both staring straight ahead and one of them's got a
Oh, yeah,
pitchfork. Like,
yeah.
if you want to be dry, you can sit across from each other.
Yeah.
Me, it's a little, we cheat towards each other.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
Little footsie foot. Yeah, it's adorable.
There's a lot of good things about that.
But for me, I need to know the night before. Here is the process of asking a girl out in 2023. All right? Take fucking notes. Save this, share, and save this podcast.
Send this to your friends.
Share this to everyone. This is important. But when it comes to asking a girl out, you got to have options, right? You got to have like 3 different layers of options.
Right.
We'll do 2. 2 would be mid, right?
Yeah.
You need 3 options. You need like an easy, cozy date. You need something that's going to be like kind of out there. Like if you want to
Right.
go to like a jazz club or live music or
right,
like a
right.
concert.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, you better fucking have a fine dining date picked out. That's something I was focus grouping was a girl doesn't necessarily want to go to her favorite place. I'm not taking you to the bar out in front of me so you can meet
Right,
all my
right, right,
regulars, all regular bartenders that wait on me. No. You need to go to a girl and go, we can do this out. We can do this option.
Right.
You know, we can get, what would you say? What would be
Well,
a
just
low end?
like something easy.
Right.
Maybe something that's not super, super dressy. Maybe a lunch thing.
No.
Well, like
No breakfast, no lunch. We're not about it. No.
Like first date?
We'll get into it. Yeah. No.
What about like a coffee date?
That was pandemic shit.
Oh,
If you
okay,
fucking come to, I swear to, anyone listening, I don't care if I sound difficult. Don't care if I sound high maintenance. Don't care if I sound dramatic. We are not fucking doing coffee. Unless you are an emergency room doctor or like you're on, bitch, you on fucking call and you about to make that shmoney. You're a pilot. You're layover.
Yeah.
Let's meet. Let's have a. Oh, you're making time for me.
That's fair. That's
That's
fair.
a layer.
First date.
That's a layer.
First date, like you're saying, it should be, hey, I got something easy, right? But yeah, just like you're saying, we got options, right? So like low level might be, hey, I got this Mexican restaurant or Thai restaurant.
Perfect.
We don't have to dress up. It's not suit and tie.
Right.
Little less formal, but just we can still go and have fun, right? But you kind of letting the person know that. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to show up at a Mexican restaurant with a suit and tie. I mean, you might, but
well,
like,
you would. We'll give your options.
yeah, it's just that, right? Hey, this, oh my God,
Easy.
the food is so good.
Low
Not a
maintenance.
ton of work needs to go into it. And then you have like your exciting things. So like a comedy club, jazz club, something that's like maybe like louder, more exciting, fun, high energy. And then we got like a formal, like,
Yeah, the top tier. It's nice to have the option to fucking dress the fuck up.
right.
Because I have a lot of cute clothes. I love fashion.
Right.
That is not my job right now. So for me to know that Friday night at 8 p.m., you're either going to pick me up or, hey, let's Uber because we're going to drink. I'll pay for your Uber.
Right,
Let's Uber.
right.
We'll meet at Ruth's Chris downtown.
Yeah.
I'll pay for your Uber. So we'll meet down there so you don't have to worry about driving. I'm also not going to, I can offer to pick you up.
Right.
But if you don't want me to pick you up, you could offer the Uber or
Right.
she can drive if she doesn't,
Right,
whoever can drive if they don't want to drink,
Yeah.
whatever. But you got to have that like razzle dazzle fucking option.
Right. Well, you're giving different scenarios,
Yes.
right? Because like some people might not want to go to a really high end
Mm-hmm.
restaurant. That just might, hey, I'm just getting to know you. Because each one offers a different experience.
Yeah, choose your own adventure.
Where like, hey, we're just going to go to this place. It's not super committal.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy, good food, good conversation. But we're not going to go to a comedy club or a movie or something
Mm-hmm.
and expect to like get a lot of chit chat in there.
But do your tried and true because it is, unless y'all been like mixing and mingling and hanging out, like don't go to a fucking restaurant you've never been at before, please. Like for the most part,
Yeah,
it needs to be for a
yeah.
first date. It needs to be something somewhat controlled.
You vetted it before. We know
Because-
that it's good.
Again, our dad was a chef. Like
Yeah.
there are some red flags in a restaurant where I'm already checked out before we've even had the date.
Like what?
If you're mean to the server,
Oh,
you're mean
yeah.
to the hostess. We're in there. If we're in there and I just see some red flags when it comes to like food service,
Right.
was on a date one time, watched the bartender like dig into the glass of olives and like swish it around with their hands, and my brain is I'm checked out.
Yuck.
And I know you have no control over that, but like
Yuck.
if we're going to a place you've been to before,
Right.
hopefully you would know that.
I mean, in restaurants, I mean, it could be a bad experience. But like
Right.
if I was going to take you out, I love McMenamins, the Kennedy School. We used to go there with my mom a lot. It's just, if you haven't gone, it's a school that they turned into a restaurant and bar. And there's all the rooms that they turn into a hotel room. Like you can stay the night there.
I think they have like 8 different bars. Like they
Yeah.
have one,
And
the cigar
there's a
room. there's a-
detention, and they all have different drinks. And there's a big dining area, but like their tater tots are really good. Their food's always really good. There's usually a lot of people. So it's a really good experience for the most part. And people go like, wow, I've never been here. Or people from out of town, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's a fun spot.
It's
to
a
take
really, really
people.
cool spot. But you should have a couple good spots that you know of. And you could always go there ahead of time and eat there yourself.
But that's the high key point. This girl made an Instagram video where she talked about how, and I thought this was really ingenious. You get him to pick a place that he likes, that he recommends, and you just ask what are a couple really good items.
Right.
And if you're like me, like I am still a very high functioning independent woman. So I loved this idea. Because yes, every girl wants you to go out, but like I don't want you to take me to a fancy restaurant to see how much money you can spend. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm taking you out to a fancy restaurant because I want to know if you know what the fucking forks are. I want to know. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding, right? If you go to a table and then your date's fucking banging on the table with the fork and the dessert spoon and you're just like, I'm clocked out.
Yeah. Salad fork is on the outside.
Yes, you do every course is one fork in. Okay?
Salad fork, regular fork. Then we got a dessert fork, dessert spoon.
Yep,
right?
it's on the top. Please just know what you're getting into, right? You don't have to fake it. Don't fake it till you make it. Like you don't have to. But like if you were going to ask me out on a date and you'd never really done fancy or whatever, right? One, we probably wouldn't be going on a date. But two,
but you know, like
offer it up.
You could
be
pick
honest.
out something good, something cute.
So one time it was offered up to me, you know, hey, let's go to this bar by your house. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Right.
And like my anxiety was just fucking creeping. I could just feel it up the back of my neck. And I text him back and I was like, hey, can we just do something quiet and like low key?
Right,
because I was like, if we're at a busy bar, like if we're packed at a bar, my brain is wondering how everything is operating and not what you're telling me. So being able to go, you know, to advocate for yourself and what you need is also really important. So I feel like myself, you can offer a date or I'll come up with an idea. It's not the pressure's not all on you, but if you want to pursue me and you want to date me, y'all better have the options. Let's be honest.
I mean, I guess I didn't really think about that. I mean, I tried to like throw out a couple things like, hey, we could do this. We could do this. You want to go downtown? I mean, like throwing out options. Greg always had a lot of really good places. I mean, he still does, but he loves doing, hey, let's go here. Let's go have drinks here. Let's do this. Let's do this. So it was always really cool to have somebody that already kind of knew.
Well, yeah. And the girl, and like, I know for myself and like my girlfriends, like the girl's going to tell you what the vibe is real quick. Yeah. For myself, I need you to show me that you can plan shit. Yeah. That is why we're doing this. If you don't, like, I need plans to be solidified the night before. Right. If not a little sooner, where we can be like, hey, couple options. You let me know. We're going out on Saturday, 8 p.m. Right. Mark it off on your calendar.
Yeah.
Tentative.
As we talked about in the last episode, you might need to nair your asshole.
Right. 72-hour notice. I need to be glazed donut.
There's just a lot of prep time that, I mean, yes, again, you could just throw some shit on, but like, I think a lot of people really enjoy the getting ready. I need to know what time so I can start planning my day. If I need to run any errands, I need to plan my next day, my morning. I need to shuffle shit around. Right. So like a time would be ideal. And then just kind of knowing what you're going to do. So I think we talked about this too. Is like, don't just surprise me with some cold ass shit. We're going to be walking around downtown. Oh yeah. And I'm not dressed right. Right. I just hate being cold. So like, if I think I'm going to be cold, I need to take a sweatshirt. Correct. You know, I wear pants.
You have to fucking tell a girl, because if I'm in a bodysuit that's like tissue paper, because I'm trying to show off them juicy cheeks, and you have me out looking at the fucking Christmas tree, and I only have a little crop sweatshirt, oh, man. You're getting a line immediately through your name. Why? Because you didn't plan for me. Do you have pants in a bag for me? We ain't fucking doing the outside.
My brain is constantly like, you're cold, you're cold, you're cold.
Yeah, it's miserable.
Should have brought a sweatshirt. You're cold. I can do, if I have jeans on, then sometimes I don't need a sweatshirt. But if it's like spring or whatever, like summer, if I have a sweatshirt on, then I can do shorts. But sometimes I'm not great for pants and a sweatshirt. So it depends for me when I'm out, where I'm like,
what the temperature is.
Yeah. Also, when I go to New York, I just visit a lot, and I'd stay out with my friends in Queens, which is like far away, right? And out there it'd be like, oh fuck, it's so warm. You take the bus or the train into the city and there's no direct sunlight. All the wind is going through all the streets, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, I am not prepared. Right. Because I thought it was one way and now I'm so cold.
I think if you're going to do a little thing, well, rule of thumb, if you go on a date, pack an extra sweatshirt. Right. Just throw an extra sweatshirt, pair of sweatpants, whatever in your car, because you're going to look like the fucking hero if I'm cold and you're like, hey, I have a sweatshirt in my backseat. Can I grab it for you? Ooh, panties done. Wet. I'm going to need your jacket for my panties.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. It's options, letting them know what you want to do. I mean, obviously, if you like live in town, they're going to know what Portland is like, right, whatever. Of course. But if you're doing long distance and they're coming into town, or maybe they're visiting, just be prepared.
This is what I want. I want to know I don't want to know a tentative time.
Right.
And if you don't know, like if everything in your life is being crazy, but you met me and you want to go on a date with me and you carve out some time, I want to fucking feel special, right? You're going to be like, hey, I'm really busy, but I have to see you. Verbiage is very important for a woman.
Yeah.
So like, you have to make me feel important. Like, I'm not just going to go on a date with you just because you like me. That's not enough.
Right.
That
hey,
is simply
do you just
want
to go have Thai food with me because we started chatting for a week ago?
Yeah, let's see how we vibe. I'm like, absolutely not. Right. Well, for me, something that's really important is I want to know the night before. Right. I need to have plans solidified. If you can give me a couple days notice, because like I said before, like my life, I work in retail. I live on like a 72-hour clock. So I really can only plan so far ahead. Right. You can't ask me about next weekend because I'm not mentally there yet.
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of know. I'll be able to give you like, hey, I have this night free. Then now the ball is in your court. If a girl tells you when she is free,
oh yeah,
bitch, that is her telling you she has time for you. Because if I have shit to do, I'm going to be like, ooh, Wednesday, Thursday might not work out. Like a girl is going to make it very obvious when she is free and available to see you. So in that moment, lock it in.
Yeah.
You don't have to lock plans in. I need to know what time to be ready.
Right.
Because if you would tell any of our fucking people listening, I'm almost always late. When it comes to things that aren't work, because I'm routinely early to work, but anything else is like...
Christmas morning, I'm like, be here at 6, bitch.
Yep,
and then like 11 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, I guess we'll
he intentionally tells me 6 a.m. so that way I try to show up
I'll just tell her
early.
to come over the night before, so maybe she'll show up on time.
10 a.m. But I want to be able to like, if I am so graciously agreeing to go on a date with you on my day off, you have to know my entire day is going to be getting ready for that date.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just like, oh shit, I got a date in 30 minutes.
Right.
It's like, I got to pick out the outfit because the girl's also trying to impress you. They're trying to bring their best version. So shaving the legs. Am I going to wash my hair?
Right.
Do I need to wash my underpants? Like there's all this shit that goes into it. Guys literally will just be like, shirt, just, they don't give a fuck. Depending. I mean, if you want to care, you're going to like get ready for the date. But even like, there was a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where like, they were like, you have to double check the plans, you know? So, hey, are you free Saturday? Do you have to still kind of follow up and make sure everything's good?
Right.
But it is good to like lock that in.
We do not have it carved in marble because you're asking me that I'm free
so
Saturday.
Like, hey, let's see Saturday, we can hang out. And then a couple days before you're like, hey, does Saturday still look good? You know, because like
show me
changes.
You're interested. Show me you're still
and then
interested
that
in
still
that
gives
date.
the person a chance to go, fuck, some shit came up. It's probably not, I'm probably not going to be the best version of myself.
Hey, I have this work project. It's rolling over. I might not be available. So you have to do the initial schedule check.
Right. And then just check a couple days before and just make sure everything looks good.
Not even a couple days before. Just make sure the night before there's a little touch in. It's like Christmas Eve, all right?
Yeah.
You got to have a little bit of the fucking excitement, a little bit of the childlike wonder.
Right.
Hey, still on for tomorrow. You know, be ready at 7 or, you know, because this is the stuff that people are not thinking about. And I know that we have this very like toxic masculinity thing where like guys are like, me, man, like girl must do stuff for me. Right. I'm going to let you know now. It is 2023.
Yeah.
The joke is you got 900 randoms in your DMs of people who are like, I love you. You're so beautiful.
Right.
You know, can I marry you? Whatever. Not to say that that's what we're looking for. But you have people who are out there showing interest. And you're just going to be like, yeah, well, I'm like, you know, I said I wanted to hang out with you.
Yeah. Like it's like I said earlier, it's a job interview.
Right.
So basically you're going to meet up with this person and just see how you vibe, see if it's worth hanging out. And you got to kind of bring your best version of yourself. I would also say, like, I think a couple times with Greg, some of the really cool moments that we had were when things didn't go right. Like he had dropped his keys and they had fallen in the parking garage, like down, and it was like a tiny gap. So we got like a tape measure. We put tape on it and we like went all the way down and got his keys back. But like you could have easily been like, "Wow, this sucks," and like
everything.
It was such a stupid. Because he had got out of his car and his keys like fell out like as he was getting out of the car. And like that moment turned into something really fun. So I love when things don't work out and it turns into something really fun. I mean, I would hope that everything works out,
Like when
but
you
like,
get caught in the rain.
oh my God. But that's the shit. It's like, I always tell people in relationships, sure, when it's great, it's easy, but it's when things aren't great, you know?
Right.
When your food comes out and it's wrong, is everything ruined? No, it's how you react in those moments. When relationships, it's like when things aren't great, how are both people? Because when things are great and you got money and you got a job and we're both happy and mentally stable, sure, everything's going to work out. It's when you have your bad days, is that relationship work? Is one person there for the other person and vice versa? Because that's how you know a friendship and a relationship are good, is when things aren't great, is that person there for you?
Wow.
It's true. I feel like any of my friendships that are like solid, when things aren't great, I like always going to try to be there for people.
Right. Wow.
Wow. I'm such a good person.
Support.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people go like, oh, this ruined everything. Oh, this ruined the date. But
Yeah, or like if you were on a date and you got water spilled on you or something,
Right.
like, is that ruin the date? Like, no.
No.
You have to show intention. You have to be excited. Like, I want to know that you're excited to take me out. If not,
Yeah.
it's not worth my time. If not, I would rather sit at home in my underwear
Right.
and eat Chinese food and watch TV
Right,
and
right.
watch RuPaul's Drag Race and have everything be confirmed.
Yeah. 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 Sometimes I'd rather just work on a project. So like if you're not going to put in effort to have it be great, then like I have shit to do.
But also, it shows me emotional intelligence. If you were to have something going on in your life and that's going to take you away from being at the date with me, so much so to where I know something is bothering you just from us like talking,
Right.
if, you know, have you some life event or anything happens, like I want that emotional maturity of like, hey, I know we were talking about plans tomorrow. I have a lot that's just
Right.
on my mind right now. I really want to be able to show up for you. If tomorrow doesn't work, how about Sunday,
Right.
whatever, right?
Right.
And not necessarily something that's going to be a whole week later, because at that point, you fumbled the bag.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It just, sometimes people get it and sometimes people don't. Sometimes
It's really challenging.
and nowadays, with technology too, it's so easy to be like, hey, the conversations are so short. Back in the day, you have to like throw rocks at a bitch's window.
Right.
Tick, tick. And then be like, hey, you want to go prom with
Hold a
me?
boombox.
Yeah. But if you want to go on a date and you guys are feeling each other, just ask, hey, do you want to go out on a date? Can I take you out on a date? That's, and you'll know if you're not on the same page. But if you don't ask, you won't know.
You also have a duty to tell someone no. Like if you don't want to go out with them, don't fucking waste their time.
Yeah, I would hate to go like give somebody the wrong idea. I don't know. I've probably done it a lot, but you know what I mean? Like if there's no chance that this is going to be a thing, kind of have to tell people,
And there's nice ways you can go about
hey,
it.
I like you as a friend. There's been times, you hang out with somebody and I've had friends that go like, hey, I just want to let you know that we're not going to be doing anything fucking wise. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, we're just hanging out as friends, but it's kind of nice to know ahead of time where people are literally like, hey, I just want to let you know that we're not going to do this extra shit. You know what I mean? I think with gay men,
that sounds like what a girl would tell a guy before a first date. Like, hey, we ain't getting handsy.
But gay men, it's like, you just assume there might be some fucking, and I would hate to go into a situation thinking that it could lead to something. And this other person's like, hey, like, this is probably not going to happen because of this. And I'd be like, okay, dope. And then that lets me go, okay, we're just hanging out. There's no pressure. Also, I don't have to douche my asshole.
Right.
I don't have to get ready.
Right.
Like we can just go out and hang out.
Right. Can't really tell from my dating history. I've had a couple really great first dates.
Right.
So.
See, that's how they get you. They just be giving you options and then you're locked in and you're just like, wow, we had the best first date. And then he treats you like garbage afterwards.
Yeah. That's not how it's supposed to work. No, I just think that it's so important to be intentional and like, I don't know, man. You do that. You do that first date and you could be like me many moons ago when I went on a date with this guy, man. And he worked for a specific company that is local to Portland. And he kept asking me if I wanted to come visit that campus. And I just was like, I don't need to go to your job. Like it was some big flex, right? Like come walk at my workplace that's really big and known
I
everywhere.
mean, maybe some people like that shit. But
Not me, bitch.
It's like,
I think what it is for myself is I have such a strong bullshit meter, like
Yeah.
such a strong fuckboy meter now
Yeah.
that like, maybe not the part. That's not even happening. So I went on a dinner date again, many fucking moons ago, and we're sitting on this date, and something happened where he got a salad, which is not bad, right? I think I got like an Alfredo or something, like
Right.
a safe food, right? But he got a salad, and he like, no, they didn't have his original fucking item that he wanted. All right. They didn't have the original item that he wanted. So then he called an audible and he's like, oh, well, what do you recommend? And in my head, I was like, that's a bad move. Restaurant history would tell you, like, I'm not like, I just had to tell you what you like you're out of. Right now, it's like, I just got to get you to buy something so you don't freak the fuck out.
Right,
so you
right.
wouldn't necessarily like, hey, we don't have prime rib tonight, but the beet salad's really good. And he ended up getting something of that nature. And like when it came out, it just was not like anything what we
Right.
thought it was going to be. And he just was like kind of weird about it.
bitch, you're getting a beet salad.
It was something,
That's going to come out looking like ass anyway.
or it was like a couscous bowl that was
Ooh,
like,
I love couscous.
it was something, and it just was a little dicey, but like,
But also, like, who gives a shit? You're
Right.
out to fucking. I want your eyes to eat me.
Right.
We're talking about your eyes and mouth. Did the eyes get to eat? Yes. Did the inside brain get to have a good conversation?
Oh.
Wow, great. But it doesn't matter about your tum.
that's also another thing. Our mom told me, I mean, this was so fucking long ago, but it's very prevalent. Eat before you go on the fucking date. So if you go, like what you were saying, Kennedy School, they're great.
Oh man,
But
they're
it takes
tots.
forever sometimes to get your food.
Yeah.
So I went on a date there and we got pizza, but we had ordered Cajun Tots to start.
Right,
And the
right.
fucking Cajun Tots and the pizza came out at once. And I was
Oh.
fucking starving. I was so
Yeah.
hungry. So whether you drink, I don't give a shit whether you drink a protein shake, whether you have mixed nuts in your car that you're going to eat right before you go in.
Eat a little something because like
Eat a sandwich. Who gives a
Yeah,
shit? The date's not about
yeah.
the food.
yeah, because then I mean, what's worse that can happen? You're going to order something and not eat it all.
Right.
Yeah, because people can get kind of irritated when they're hungry, or
Right.
let's say you go and there's a long wait.
What
and
can
then you're
go
just like,
wrong will."
My stomach is grumbly.
Or what if you like call an audible and you like miss a reservation and like, oh, let's
Right,
go
right.
get drinks, and you have a couple drinks, you didn't fucking eat anything.
Oh yeah, then you're fucked up.
Or you're like so married to this idea you're gonna have this special prime rib or this fish fillet, and you don't fucking
Right.
get there. Like for a girl, I know for myself, my heart is broken. It's just like the date, bitch. I have married that idea like 3 fucking days ago.
So what about like appetizers?
So
Because I mixed on appetizers, but go ahead.
so this is very high level. And as being someone who's like super hyper independent, I really love this power mood because a fancy date is not about you flexing and spending money.
Right.
It's not. Because if you want to flex, you wait until a couple dates in to flex.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
First date, we can go do something cute. You don't have to we don't have to have a $300 dinner. We don't even have to have a $75
Right,
dinner,
right.
right?
A Shake
I
Shack.
want to go right, Taco Bell, whatever. I want to see that you know how to dress. I want to see that you didn't just pull your clothes out of a fucking dirty laundry bin
Or on your bed.
Yeah, because rest his soul. I just want to know that you give a shit, that you plan, because for myself, I'm putting in that same effort, right?
Right.
When I wake up the day of a date, I need a coffee. I want to get a little special iced coffee moment.
Yeah.
Being hyper independent, this girl posted, she's like, find out what their favorite restaurant is. Find out a couple things like, oh my gosh, what do you love when you have, what
Right.
do you eat when you go there? And this girl said that on dates, she'll show up, she'll get to the table, and she'll order the 2 favorite appetizers that he recommended.
Oh, cute.
So when he shows up, his stuff is already there.
Wow.
And for myself too, like the rule of thumb is if you are the one who is pursuing the date,
Right.
you are paying,
Yeah.
presumably,
Yeah.
right? I have gone on dates before where I love to throw in a little power struggle. Like if I feel like you want to pay for everything, I'm not going to let you.
Right.
Like if I feel like you want to pay for everything, I'm not going to let you.
Right. Yeah.
Whether now it's going to be a battle where I'm going to try and get my card to the way, whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't want to knock you down a couple
Right,
pegs.
right.
That's not the point, right? I just don't want you to feel like I need you to spend $500 on a
yeah.
date. That is not the point of going out someplace.
Some people do. I don't really give a shit if the meal's really expensive. Because for me, it's just like, it's just going to turn into crap. You know what I mean? We care so much about food from here to here.
This
That's
front
literally
section.
it. Once it gets past here, we don't give a shit anymore.
Right.
I thought of this crazy idea the other day. But you know, like we eat food, right? So we love food. You go to restaurants, spend hundreds of dollars of food. Food. When do you hate the food? Here? Because once it goes in the stomach and you puke it up, we hate it, right?
Right.
Vomit is gross. And then once it's in here, we hate it. And then as it gets down here, we hate it even more.
We like the dopamine.
Right, but we love the food. Just here. That's
Right.
it. Once it gets past here, we don't give a fuck about this food anymore. And I just think that's the wildest thing. Because ideally, you should be like, I'll eat an apple today. No, my mouth area wants the Taco Bell. But literally, once it goes past here, I don't give a shit anymore.
Right. You're like, ah.
But like, we just hate it. Want anything here? Turds. Everybody's got turd stuff in your body, right?
Not everything has to be poop
It
related.
does, but we hate it. We hate the food. You hate
I
it.
don't agree with that.
Yes, when you crap, you hate it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it's just so funny. We're like, I love you. Oh, so good. And then
you
as
eat too much
soon
and
as
you
it
feel
goes
like
in
you're
here,
gonna
then we
throw
just
up.
hate the food. We hate it. Get out. I hate you. Anyway, that's my little rant on food. Oh, so about appetizers. Sometimes I order appetizers as a meal and they bring it out to me early and I fucking hate it. Even though I go like,
that's just
I
poor
want it.
service.
Yeah.
That's
so
poor service.
my brother and I and Greg went to the A casino for our birthday in August. And I don't think I was eating meat at the time. I think I was doing my vegetarian thing, but I got nachos and we went in the like afternoon, like early evening time. So it wasn't busy. And we're in this like steakhouse or burger place, whatever. So I ordered like nachos, which I thought were nachos. It was literally like 7-Eleven nachos. It was horrible.
Yikes.
Greg wanted some chicken, a chicken burger or something. They didn't have that. So he's like, well, I'll get this. And then ended up being chicken strips or something. And the waitress didn't even go like, well, that's not a burger, just so you know. Right. So then we order the food and then they bring out my sad nachos where it's literally was like red and white chips with like, and some jalapenos. And I'm like, I guess I'll eat this now.
So your server fucked up
Yeah,
and
she
just needed to press the as entree button. It's in
And
the
then
computer.
as if it takes a while to eat all of those that we were sharing, they must have not even made our food right away because we were eating an appetizer.
Right.
So then
you
like
have to pace it.
15 minutes later, I've eaten all of my food awkwardly on my birthday. And then Kevin and Greg's stuff came out and it was just like, yikes. And then we got free ice cream. So you get free ice cream, whatever. They gave us a thing when we got there. This bitch, I can't make this up. So she brings us sherbet with whipped cream on top, which was the most disgusting. It was so bad because it's very tangy.
It'd be like a lemonade with whipped cream on top. Not even like a frozen lemonade. It would be like a really tart lemonade.
And like minty. It was not great. And I was like, wow, happy birthday. Like the whole thing was just wild. Everything was weird. I mean, it could have been a server. I mean, who the fuck wants to work at a casino restaurant anyway? But like, it was comical. Everything was bad. But again, we still had a good time.
I hung out with my bestie from work last night and we went and had a cute little date and we went and got Screen Door.
Oh yeah.
Not going to lie. We've been going to Screen Door for a really long time. We've been going to Screen Door for what, 15 years?
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Screen Doors are really cute. Now I have to say it this way. Portland, it is Portland's eclectic taste on Southern food. It is not Southern food. Portland likes to do everything as a Portlander would like to imagine it in their head. Because there was one of my friends I worked with at a bar, and I was like, oh man, you're from Louisiana. Like, what did you think of Screen Door? And he was like, honey, if you get red beans and rice and that spoon isn't sticking up, girl, that's not red beans and rice. And so I always think about that, but it's so good. Yeah, the spoon might not stick up right.
Yeah, but everyone's got different standards.
But yeah, but even though it's my friend, made reservations. Because that's high key. Yeah. Have a fucking reservation. Like, if you're going to do anything prime date night, make a reservation somewhere.
Try.
Make a reservation.
Like, try to somewhere. Make a reservation. Some places are like, we don't have reservations.
Yeah, but then you can go to the we don't have a reservation spot. And if it's fucking 3-hour wait, like it was at my place when I worked, you would show up and we'd be like, it's 2.5 hours. Yeah. And people would literally chill.
So bad.
Miserable. So, hey, dates are on Saturday at 7. We're going to meet. I'm going to have a reservation someplace there at 8:30, just in case shit gets crazy. Right. You don't even have to tell me that.
Yep.
I want to know you are fucking prepared.
Yeah.
If there is a natural disaster, I need to know you are prepared.
Yeah.
And then we have to sit on the patio and I'm freezing, but you're like, hey, I have a sweatshirt in the car. I'll be right back.
Oh, wet panties, bitch.
How hard is that? Girls just need to know you have a plan because girls are planning.
Because look, the date is basically, will I get this every single day? Somebody that goes like, hey, bitch, I don't want you to be cold.
No, it's not even that. It's, I want this every day. That's
right.
That's the goal.
That's what a date should be.
I want to go on a date with you and like immediately call you right after and be like, oh my God, that's
so cute. So yeah. Because like, I don't know, if I don't have a good hangout time and it's boring, then like, what the fuck?
And this doesn't
And that's okay. It's okay to go on a date and be like, we talked and had a good time. Yeah. I wasn't feeling it. Maybe the other person was feeling it. That's okay. It's okay to not want to go further. Or if somebody really liked you, but you were like, fuck, I mean, we can hang out, but maybe I'm not in the same spot that you are.
Well, I know for myself, at some point, if there's enough, I wouldn't even say red flags. If there's enough, I wouldn't even say an ick. If there's enough things that don't match up, my brain is going to click off at some point and the like fantasy is gone, but we're still going to be friends, right? We're still going to talk. I'm not going to get up and leave unless you're a horrible person. I will absolutely leave your ass on a date if you're a horrible person. If you say some fucked up shit, you don't want to take care of the server. Because the one time I went on the date with the guy who, he didn't really fight with the hostess, but he definitely put up more of a struggle than we would want. It was really uncomfortable for me.
Yeah. I mean, because like, no girl's going to go, wow, I love how you yelled at that lady.
Right.
Like, no.
Yeah, I love how you yelled at that lady at work who
Asserted
was just
dominance.
doing her job.
Yeah.
So this doesn't even apply to like a first date. If you are with someone, you live with someone, you guys have been dating 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, like plan some shit out.
Yeah.
Plan it out. Yeah. Like if you are in a relationship with a girl, go buy that bitch her fucking favorite outfit. She want to wear a bodysuit, go buy a bodysuit.
Right.
Go to her closet and pick that one fucking thing she either wants to wear all the time or like loves and duplicate it and be we're going out on fucking Friday night at 7.
Right.
Surprise.
No, keep it interesting.
Well, yeah, because if you want to surprise me and you want to give me options, don't really love that, not gonna lie.
But you said you like options.
No.
Oh, surprise.
I'm talking about the surprise. Hey, be ready at 7. It's a surprise. Bitch, if it is not my fucking birthday and I don't already know what it is, not for a first date.
Well, do I?
I don't want you to show up at my house when I look like a fucking potato.
Oh, yes.
I don't want you to pop in.
Just no pop in. Yeah.
But here's the thing, because it's happened to some of my friends of mine. If you want to impress a girl, like you want to go on a date with me, you're trying to fucking... You can send a girl flowers the day of the date.
Yeah, flowers.
If you don't know her address, right? There's ways of doing things. You could even say, "Hey, I'm going to send you flowers. What's your address?" Right? I would hope if I'm going on a date with you, I wouldn't feel weird about maybe giving you my address. I have given people my neighbor's address, like just in case.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
You know, but
even just showing up, like, I don't know. I think you should, if you're going on a date with somebody, I think you should bring your A game.
Right.
I think Eminem said it best. You only get one shot. Sometimes you only get one shot to impress somebody. You get first impression. And if you sucked ass and it wasn't great, what the fuck? It's not like they got to come back. You're not like the only 2 people in the city.
Right.
Like this person is going to be like, it was all right.
I can hang out with myself and not have it be mediocre. Right. I don't want to go on a mediocre date.
Yeah.
Because my time is almost more valuable than money.
Right.
Because if I go on a bad date, like I I remember going on a date so long ago and just, it was such a waste of time.
Yeah.
And I was like so mad. I was like laughing about it on the way home because I had a work meeting the next day or something. And I just was like, we ended up hanging out till like midnight, 1 a.m, whatever. And it was just like, okay, I'm going to head on home now. And just being so upset with it because it was just such a fucking waste of time.
Yeah. I've done that too, even like with, sometimes with like hookups and stuff too, where I'm like,
It's always
I'm gonna just stay at
It's
home.
always that conversation you have when you look at yourself in your rearview mirror and you're just like, bitch, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
No,
well,
you're like,
we did it again.
Yeah. I used to do like, go hook up with somebody, be like 10 at night. I had to work at 6 a.m. or something. I'm driving home like 3 a.m. I'm just like, that fucking idiot.
Well, it's like during the pandemic, you know, you had people who were randomly dating and like dating a bunch of people because you couldn't really do anything.
Right,
or you
right.
had people where you had like safe people and you'd go see them and like that was
Right.
your point of contact. We are not fucking in that anymore. We're not in that anymore.
Yeah.
I need you to plan out a date. It needs to be something intentional. It needs to be something where you can take me out and woo me and make me feel good and make me feel special to be like, wow, I need more of this.
Right, right.
Because right now, my life is great. Aside from having my heart absolutely fucking obliterated. Story for another day.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is also Alexa's viewpoint too.
Right.
You know, so she's not
Very high
perfect,
maintenance.
right?
Yeah, of course.
But like everybody's going to be different.
right.
But you got to be able to like throw different shit out for a person.
And also, bitch, you're talking to me. You know what I.
Yeah.
You're talking to me. You're talking to me. You like know what I am, right?
Right.
So I just want effort. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. I know how great I am. I just need you to show me how great you are.
Yep.
And I will love you
Yeah.
unconditionally. I will love you I will love you in the sweetest way you've ever been loved in your whole life. And I don't know what it is about me. It just happens, right? I'm just lovely.
Yeah.
So like I need to see that you're great so then I can turn on the magnetism and then
Yeah.
you're never going to want to leave me ever until you do.
Yeah. Yeah. Just again, intention is great.
Yeah.
Like just have fun. Dates should be
But
fun.
someone's going to make it really obvious. If you're getting the feeling that someone doesn't want to go on a date with you, you can just ask.
Right,
Hey, is
right,
this
right.
going anywhere?
Communication is really good because Greg is very upfront with those things where sometimes I can still to this day just not want to ask a thing or bring something up or like I remember when we were hanging out and Greg was just like, so like, is this a thing? You know what I mean? And I'm normally like, I don't know.
Right.
But I appreciate that when both people are on the same page and
Right.
you won't know unless you ask.
But also, like from a male's perspective, like if you're talking to a girl and she's leading you on, you
Right.
don't have to fucking deal with that.
Yeah.
Because
true.
how you feel is important. And you
Yep.
can't like, yes, there's imposter syndrome, right? But like if a girl is not texting you back and you're not getting what you want from her, you don't have to entertain that.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, a girl's always going to text you back because it's on your phone and it's like,
Guys are savage though. They don't give a fuck.
it depends.
Guys are probably, I'm sure guys go through their phone and they're like, hey, miss you to like literally every chick on their phone.
I've got,
You know what I mean?
God bless his soul. I asked him, I was like, do you fucking DM every single girl the same thing?
Right. I mean, maybe. She's savage.
I'm so
that's
fucking mean.
like,
I wouldn't
don't
say
know.
I'm mean. I'm just very
You just
cut
know what
and
you
dry.
want.
Yeah.
And you explain that to people. You're basically like, we have a podcast. Listen to this episode. I want you to give me options. I want you to make sure that I'm not fucking cold. I want you to treat the staff nice. I want you to have good conversation and just have some shit because you're trying to fuck their brain. You know, you want to
Yes.
have good conversation. You want to go
Yes.
like, am I getting with you and you're going to turn out to be a douchebag person? Are you going to treat the staff shitty? Are you not going to be fun? Are we not going to have good conversation? Because if that's not going to be a thing, then we don't need to hang out more.
Right.
I'm good.
You're really in it for someone's personality. Like
Right.
the looks are great, right? But you're in it for like how they treat people. And like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, it's like
Well,
that's super important.
I mean, unless you're like in Hollywood or something where people are like super superficial, you know, but for the most part, I think we have a pretty good pulse on things. It's just don't suck. And if you suck, it's cool. But
Well.
yeah,
Not on the first date.
I like to be surprised by things. But then also, I don't know, like I like making Greg food dinner. So sometimes just like having something ready.
Right.
Because he likes to do a lot of restaurants, go out. And sometimes my initial reaction is like, oh, I don't know. Should we save money? We have like a ton of shit at home. Should we eat food at home? But then I really do appreciate when we go out and have like cute moments.
Right. And
especially
for
if we travel, we go out a
well,
lot.
for myself, I'm single, right? I live by myself. So I'm not at home having having dinner with my fucking dog and my cat.
Yeah.
Not to make that sound like I'm a fucking loser. My dog and cat are great.
Right.
Shout out Bear and Winston.
Yeah.
You my boys. But for me, it's like going out to dinner is special.
Yeah.
It's a special thing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot, I think also that kind of got skewed with the pandemic, whether we eating inside or we doing outside, like everything was to go. I have become so comfortable eating in my apartment. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll just eat in my apartment. What? I'm going to be in there, watch RuPaul's Drag Race, just loving my life.
Yeah. I sometimes would rather just sit at home and not do shit than to go out and have like a shitty interaction with somebody or not know what time you're going to go out. Like that shit sucks.
Also, I love a pre-date phone call. So not like the day of, but that's a really good way to get to know someone. I've joked about that too, about having like job interviews.
Right.
We call and talk on the phone.
But you should already be, I think you should already be at that point.
But if you're an anxious girly or a guy, like if you're anxious at all, have a phone call.
Right.
Because then you're going to know, like you're going to hear their jokes. You're going to kind of hear the humor.
Right.
You're going to get to know each other a little more. Because this is also something that just fucking grinds my gears. You got to ask questions to get to know someone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily need you to ask me about when my mom died and all the trauma, right? Yeah. But like, I want you to ask me like, what did you want to be growing up? Or what sports did you play when you were like, what was the first sport you played in high school?
Yeah. What's some of your movies that you like?
Yeah.
Where do you travel? What do you like to do? There's like so many things that you can ask somebody.
What's on your bucket list? Like what's something you'll never do? Like you'll never fucking get me skydiving. Unless
I really want to skydive. I think I'm too fat for it.
My ex wanted to skydive. Like that was his.
I really
he
want to
said
skydive.
that he said he could sit with his fucking feet dangling outside.
Oh
the plane
no, bitch! I'm really scared of heights, but I really want because you would have to do it in tandem. You'd have to do it with somebody, and I would just be like, whatever, just jump me out of the fucking plane, whatever, because I'd probably freak out. But like my old roommate has done it, and he said it's great because you just literally. You don't really feel like you're falling.
Right.
Like you feel you're falling, but it's like so beautiful.
No.
And I'm like, I've always wanted to do it.
No.
So, well, we learned a lot today. We learned that Alexa doesn't like to skydive ever.
We learned that I don't like a lot of things.
Yeah.
My tolerance for bullshit is very thin.
Yeah. Just got to, come correct, have some ideas, have some plans. Give people time to get ready.
That's what it's about.
There's times you can surprise people, but not on a first date. But
you can give me a surprise date.
Hey, I'm taking you out. It's going to be downtown. I'm picking you up at 7. I'm not telling you shit, but we might be outside. So the girl's going to be like, dope. I know exactly what to wear.
Right. Or
shave
I can
my
bring
legs,
something right.
Get my shit right.
Wash my hair.
Especially if you're dating a dude, someone's going to be douching their buttholes. Brush your teeth.
Mouthwash.
Brush your fucking teeth.
No.
Brush. If you're a human being listening to this, think about the last time you brushed your teeth. If it was yesterday, no.
Shame on you.
No. Brush your fucking teeth. Because I remember the one dude I had gone on a date with and he wanted to make him out with me at the end and it was like garbage mouth. It's just, I hate.
Hot breath.
Yeah. I hate that shit. Make sure your dick is clean. Make sure your mouth is clean.
As my bestie says, pits and slits, baby.
Yeah.
Yuck.
But yeah, we just have a plan, have some intention, have fun. If you're going on a date, have fun.
Yeah.
It should be a good time.
And you need to be showing someone that you can add to their life.
Yep. Set yourself up for success. Plan some shit out. Make sure things
take the fucking hint. Just take the hint.
She's going to give you the blueprint, right? She's going to tell you exactly what she needs.
And
how do you not know?
And if it's not me, whoever you are trying to date is already giving you them breadcrumbs.
Yeah, I just ask.
Telling you.
Hey, what do you feel like, where do you want to go? Do you have anything in mind? Because I'd really love to take you here and here and here.
Because here's the thing. I am giving you free reign for the first date.
Right.
Now, don't fucking let that confuse you. I have so many date ideas up my sleeve.
Right.
I got a second date. I got a third date. I got a fourth date. I got a mountain date. I got a downtown date. I got a comedy date. I got a fucking Portland date. I have a fucking Savi's Island date. Like, I got a fucking farmer's market date. I need you to fucking show up and show out that first motherfucking date.
Yeah.
If you want to take me on a date, send me some fucking flowers.
Right.
Tell me that you fucking give a shit about our date.
Right.
You could even, I'm that bitch. You could even tell me what you wanted me to wear. Just be like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, if a guy is smart, a guy is smart, but I think there's a lot of dum-dums that maybe, I don't know, they just don't.
I think people are scared.
Yeah.
I think people are very scared when it comes to like asking for what they want. I mean, can't relate.
Right, right.
But I think people really get in their head about stuff. It's like I learned in college. It is not a conflict until both sides of the party know it's a conflict, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I think you just like the confidence. I think you like a guy to be like, "Hey, this is me." And I think any kind of person should know that playbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go on a date, open the door for them, have some spots picked out, have good conversation.
Take the reins.
Just have a little bit of that control over the situation. And that's usually going to work out well. And if you guys talk and everything vibes, you'll know it.
Right.
You'll both be texting after and be like, "Hey, where do you want to go next?"
Right.
Easy peasy.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as an alpha, right? There is no alpha male.
Right.
So when you think about me, I am very charismatic. I'm very loud. I'm very confident. I can be very intimidating. But that doesn't mean I won't date a golden retriever.
Right.
Like, you just need to take the reins, take control. And like, then you get me out of my apartment. Then I don't want to be recluse all the time. It's so lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do come out for the podcast.
That's it.
All right, guys. We'll see you
All
next
right.
week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, do you have to clap?
Oh, yes. Ooh.
That was a good one.